Thank you so much for stopping by. Listen, while you're here, make sure you hit subscribe, join the family. We are leveling up on an astronomical level over here. It's time to reimagine life at any age and at any stage. And if you are in that place where you're reimagining your life, rebuilding, starting over, pivoting, just making a shift, there's certain things that you've got to realize if it's going to happen. If you're going to shift your life in the way that you really want it to go, if you want to change that direction, if you want to turn everything around and you really want the tide to start flowing in your favor, there's certain things that you're going to have to do. One of those things that you're going to have to do, and it's more than a notion, but you're going to have to realize who the F you are and underscore the F. And I'm just going to say it that way, you know? It doesn't always come in a pretty package. It's not always said in a politically correct way. It's not always relayed in a soft and gentle manner. Sometimes it's like getting hit over the head with a hammer. It's an aha moment. It's a light bulb going off. It is a light switch turning on. It's a, oh my goodness, what just happened type of a thing. Sometimes it's like a stick of dynamite going off in your head. But whatever it is and whatever it looks like and whatever it takes, it's time for you to realize who the F you are. Period. Because guess what? If you continue to go through life not knowing who you are, whose you are, what you were created to do, what you're here for, what your purpose is, if you continue to operate in that manner and in that flow, guess what will happen? All you will become is an instrument in somebody else's narrative. That ain't what we're doing. That is not what we're doing. We are not trying to become or stay or become again, because some of us have already been through that, you know, got the t-shirt, wore it out. Some of us are done being instruments in other people's narratives. So for you, it's time to wake up and go be great. And in order to do that, you got to realize who the F you are. You've got to realize that it's okay to be humble. It's okay to be humble. It's okay to be nice. It's okay to be a good person. But it's also okay to subliminally put people in check by knowing who the F you are and walking in that. It's okay to put people on notice that you know whose you are. It's okay to put people on notice that you're here for the purposes that you were intended for, not what other people want you to do or how they want you to do it. Because, and we've talked about this before, when you don't have a plan for yourself, you usually become a part of somebody else's plan. When you don't have things laid out in terms of who you are, whose you are, and how that looks, what that looks like on a day-to-day basis, what do you get up and do every single day that helps you march towards purpose? If you don't have an idea of who and what you are, how that fits in to the bigger picture, and how you're going to walk in your purpose and create purpose in your life, or draw your purpose to you, you usually become an instrument in somebody else satisfying theirs. And that's just the honest truth about it. And it doesn't necessarily make, just means that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're focusing on their glow up. They're focusing on their come up. They're focusing on how you can help them with their end goals. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it at all. What is wrong and what does become a travesty is when you forget the part you play in your own life. That's where it gets ugly. When you forget the part you play in your own life. It's time to pivot towards purpose, y'all. It's time to be loud and proud about who the F you are and what you were intended to do, and actually doing it. Getting up every single day and being that purpose, that person, walking in that purpose. It's time to do that in a major way. Why? Life is short. Life is short. And do you want to be that person who's not truly fulfilling what they were meant to do and why they were meant to be here? Everybody's got a reason that they're here. Everybody's got a reason that they're supposed to fulfill. Everybody's got an assignment. Everybody has an assignment. What we have to do, though, is figure out what that assignment is. Align with it and do the things that fulfill it. Sometimes we're scared to do that for whatever reason, whether it's being afraid of truly being great, whether it's afraid of failing in front of people, whether it's you're afraid of the comparison trap, if you're worried about how people receive you. There are a lot of different things that stop people from actually walking in their true authentic purpose. There are a lot of different things that get in people's head that keep them from being the greatest possible version of themselves that they can be. However, we've got to get past that in order to get to the good stuff. And what's the good stuff? The good stuff is actually seeing results from you being the person that you're intended to be. Seeing those positive results, seeing that positive shift, seeing that positive pivot. It's time to see results from your own efforts. Because if you think about it, every day when you get up and you go to work, or you help with this or you assist with that, you are marching towards purpose. Someone else's. You're helping the bigger picture for someone else. And who knows what you're doing every single day may be helping you too in some way, maybe gaining experience. Maybe it's gaining seed money for building whatever it is that you intend to build. Maybe it's that core stability that you need so that you can have the freedom to do other things. Whatever it is, figure that ish out. Figure that ish out and figure out how to show up every single day for yourself the same way you show up every day building skyscrapers for other people, and you haven't even put an office in the building for yourself. Because what'll happen is you'll be standing outside of the grand unveiling of this skyscraper, looking up at the sky, looking up at this magnificent building that you've helped build, just like everybody else, oohing and eyeing. And then what? You walk away with what? Patting your own self on the back and saying, okay, I had a little bit to do with that. But then how does that translate into it reaching your bank account, or reaching your pocket, or reaching your happiness, or reaching your satisfaction, or you being propelled into your next level of greatness? Is that doing that? That's a question that you've got to ask yourself. You've got to ask yourself, are the things that I'm doing every single day, are they helping me land where I want to land? If not, it's time for you to realize, again, underscore the, for you to realize who the F you are, who you belong to, how you were created, what you were created for. Life is not a game, but yet it is. It's serious, but you still got to learn how to play it. You still got to walk in certainty. You've got to walk in certainty regardless of the power structure. Sometimes the power dynamics of certain things will have you doubting yourself. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because there a lot of times we are in unequally yoked power structures where we know doggone well that we bring more to the table than what we're able to, exude or show or do or what have you. We know what that's like. We know what that's like. We endure it every single day because that is how society is set up. Society is, truth be told, and here's the thing, and this is where people, and that's probably why maybe a whole lot of people are not watching this particular video, because this is a truth. This is a universal truth that the powers that be don't want you to know. This is something that the powers that be depend on you staying stuck and staying oblivious to. The system was set up to keep you so busy with busy work that you don't realize how great you are. How about that? How about that? How about the fact that the entire system that we live in is set up to keep you so preoccupied that you never look internally? You're so busy piddle-paddling out here with what it is that you've got to do. Got to do this, got to go here, got to do this, got to get this done, got to take this picture, got to be in this, got to be involved in this, got to make sure, I'm in this photo op, got to make sure, So while you're focusing on that, you never really get to the meat of who and what you are and what you're supposed to be doing. So I'm just saying, it's time for you to realize who the F_the F. It's time for you to realize who the F you are. Because if you don't, again, you can have the most amazing gifts. You can have the most magnificent, magnetic personality. You can have an abundance of talents. If you don't realize who the F you are, those things are not going to go to waste. Somebody's going to use them. It just won't be you. They're going to get used, just won't be used by you. Somebody sees all of that in you, and they see how it can fit into their agenda. But that's just how the world is set up. That, you can't begrudge a system that has been operating that way for umpteen generations and years. You can't begrudge it, but you do have to figure that ish out. You got to figure that ish out, and you've got to understand where it is that you fit in that whole thing, so that you can become the person that you need to become and utilize what you need to utilize for you. For you. It's, like I said, it's time for you to realize who the F you are. Underscore the F. Underscore the F. Realize who you are, so that you can use it for you. Because if you don't wake up with a plan about who and what you are and how you're going to operate, a plan is still going to be put in place, but one is going to be put in place for you. And you will become a puppet in someone else's play. All right. So anyway, love you guys. Share out the video. Share out the video. I want to see all of your comments. Let me know if this is something that you've realized. If this is something that you've had in the back of your mind that, you know, something about this is a little different. Something about this ain't right. Just let me know. Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. All right. In the meantime, I got to go to work. But I'm going to work knowing who the F I am. So with that being said, y'all, I love you guys. And until the next video.